Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of Fireside. Fireside is just so good. It's got that smokiness to it from the lap song in there. It is really awesome. I like some Fireside on Friday. It's Friday, guys. TGIF. Can you believe it? Where did the week go? Where did the week go? So guys, if you want to pick up any of these teas that I've made for you, go check them out over at darkmoonteas.com or head over to my website, JCristina.com. And don't forget, if you are a subscriber, use promo code YT20 at checkout and you'll get 20% off these and everything else that I've produced in the last 10-15 years for the photography industry. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you being here. And if you have not subscribed to the channel as of yet, why have you not? If you like the content of this video or any of my others that you watch, I have about 300-400 of them, I think, in the queue. Check them out. If you like them, please give those videos a thumbs up and definitely think about subscribing. That will help me, help the channel. It'll help the YouTube gods shine very nicely, very brightly upon the channel. And then say, hey, this is some content that I think you might be interested in, and they'll start recommending it. Could you imagine that? The YouTube algorithm. I just don't know. I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you for being here once again. Today is going to be a Canon day. We're going to be talking about the Canon C series, the C70. That is right around the corner. It's just about ready to come out. And so there was no information out there for quite some time. Then there was some rumors that came out. Well, finally we got like a pre-release, an oops, from Canon Australia. And let me switch over my screen. Check this out. You see this tweet here? You can see here it's from Nakashita, and they found this PDF file. And if we jump into this PDF file that they found, here it is. You can see this is a PDF describing that EOS C series to a T. Everything about it. We're going to go through some of these points. But as you can see down here at the bottom, there's canon.com.au, which is, of course, Australia. So this obviously was accidentally leaked by Canon Australia. Let's go over to that website. So here's this website that we don't supposed to know about, but now we do. And we can see the EOS C70 here. And all of the specs about it. There's some behind the scenes shots. There's a couple of videos that I'm going to get into in just a minute with you guys. Well, anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the specs that now we absolutely are 100% certain about when it comes to this C70. And how does it compare to like a C100, C200, 300, 500, so on and so forth? And where does it sit in the scope here? Now, let me start out by saying, before we go through these specs, this is Canon's brand new RF version of their EF line of cinema cameras, which is, like I said, the C100, 200, 300, 500. These are the cameras that I use for professional work. I absolutely love these cameras. Why do I love them? Well, besides that they're freaking awesome, okay, they just do a really good job and they are reliable. They have built-in monster fans blowing on the sensor. You never have to worry about shutdowns. You can be recording 4K at 120 frames per second. Just doesn't matter. The machine doesn't care. I've recorded some events that were literally 8-12 hours long and only given these machines a small break in between and had 3 of them running simultaneously. So they are just absolutely amazing. And there is basically no end to the record time. All right. You can just record and record. They never overheat. They don't catch on fire. There's no small nuclear explosions with fallout that happens like some other cameras that Canon has come out with as of late. R5, R6. We're not going to say names, right? Anyways, so this is their brand new cinema lineup. All right. We've said in the past that Canon is going to eventually move a lot or almost everything into their RF glass. Why? Because the The EF line is a bit long in the tooth, and the RF line is unbelievably sharp, really good professional quality glass, and why not? There's no reason to have a ton of different versions of the exact same glass, right? Now, I think that's what Canon is doing here. Are we going to see the EF lineup of lenses go away anytime soon? No, probably not in the next decade. All right, they're going to be around for quite some time, but they are going to slowly migrate people into the RF lineup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the specs here. We're going to go through them to see what this camera is all about, and then I'm going to give you the good, bad, and the ugly with this camera and let you know what I think about it as of right now, according to what I've seen so far. Okay, now, so to start out with, the sensor that's in this camera is brand new. It is a 4K Super 35mm DGO sensor. DGO stands for dual gain output. It provides a lot of dynamic range. Now, that sensor is capable of HDR, and it is the same sensor that we see in the Canon EOS C300 Mark III. And to give some scope of that camera, the EOS C300 Mark III, is about $11,000, guys. About $11,000. So you're getting a really good sensor in this camera for cheap. I'll get to the price at the end of this. Now, like I said about dynamic range, we're looking at 16 stops of dynamic range. That is unbelievable. It does have C-Log 2 as well as C-Log 3, of course. Now, high frame rate. It will shoot 4K at 120 frames per second. Now that's 422 10-bit. That's not 420 8-bit or something crazy like that. That is 422 10-bit. High quality. It'll also do higher frame rate all the way up to 180 frames per second. That is at 2K. So that's really good. Very, very good, especially if you want to capture some slow-mo. That will do it for you. Now, it combines both in-lens as well as in-body image stabilization. So you have your IS as well as your IBIS. It combines the two to get a really stable image. Now, it has dual card slots, obviously. It is a professional grade camera, dual SD card slots. But what's really great about this is the dual card slots allow you to independently record multiple formats. So what that means is you can record, let's say 4K in one card, and you can record 1080p or 2K in the other card. That is really great. So you have like a final production quality, let's say, and then you have something that you want to take some B-roll for, let's say to throw onto social media or something like that. So you could be recording either redundant or you could record separate multi-format simultaneously. That is super, super cool. Super cool. Also, we're seeing that it does have its improved dual pixel AF, just like we see in all of the latest releases that Canon have put out there. For example, the R5 or the R6. It does have dual pixel AF2. The latest and greatest. It also has the ITR AFX. Now that is the Intelligent Tracking and Recognition System. Now that Intelligent Recognition System, whatever you want to call it, is in the Canon EOS R5. So they just ripped it out of the R5 and they stuck it in this. Basically what it does is it uses a face and head detection algorithm along or in conjunction with face detection AF. So it combines the two to really be able to track faces and track them well. I will get to that in just a second, but yeah, just hold that thought. Hold that facial tracking. Now, it also has a brand new touch user interface, a new touch menu system, which supposedly is really, really nice, according to what I see. It is also compatible with a brand new mount. It's a EF-EOS R. That's a 0.71x mount. This new mount is going to be a speed boosted mount that will allow you to get basically full frame out of this Super 35. All right. And it's going to produce, I think, one extra stop of dynamic range with this speed booster, which is really great. Now, it also has 13 assignable buttons on this camera. 13, guys. 13. So basically, you can assign 13 different buttons to whatever you need the camera to do. Really, really customizable. Really customizable. Of course, it does allow for your time code syncing. If you don't know what it is, then you probably don't need it. but if you do know what it is, you probably need it. It's the ability to basically take multiple audio sources and video sources, time sync them together, so once you go into post-production, you're not having to meander around and try to match waveforms. It is to the 100,000th of a second time coded, basically locked in. That is super, super nice. Super nice. I can't even explain to you. If you've never used it and you do shoot a lot of video, you need it. You definitely need it. As we expect, it does provide raw HDMI out, as well as having 2 XLR terminals built in so that you can bring in professional audio. And finally, we have built-in 10 stop ND filter. That is fantastic. So you can shoot wide open and not have to worry about blown out images. Now, the lenses that are currently available are the EF-16-35 f2.8L3, that is USM, as well as the EF-24-70 2.8L2, that is also USM, and the EF-24-105mm f4L-IS, that is image stabilized, that lens too, and that is USM. Now, those are the lenses that will be available that will be fully functional, let's say, at the time of release. You'll be able to use the adapter and now bring in your EF glass also, but some of the EF glass will not work, let's say 100%. Maybe you'll have problems with autofocus or whatever it is. Now, they did say that coming in 2021, they're going to be able to receive in-house your lenses, your EF lenses, and flash them or provide new firmware into them and then send them back to you so that they're fully, let's say, compatible with this RF mount, which is fantastic. That means that you'll not only be able to use those EF lenses, but they'll be fully functional. So you'll have all of your niceties built into it. Of course, autofocus, which is one of them that is, for me, required. All right. So you can pre-order this camera right now. The price is $5,500. Now, to give you a scope of the price, the C100 Mark II currently on the market runs for $2,500. The C200 is $5,500. So the C200 and this camera are the same price. The C300 Mark III is $11,000. And finally, the C500 Mark II is $16,000. So you're at $2,500, $5,500, $11,000, and $16,000. This one is at $5,500. So it's a nice middle ground. And I think that a lot of professionals are going to look at this and say, maybe I'll pick one of these up, especially if they are already investing in the R lineup, right? The RF lenses, because now they're going to start getting some really high quality RF lenses, and to be able to use them cinema on their C series, that is really fantastic. That is really good. And seeing that this unit has the same sensor in it as a C300 Mark III, that is exceptional, considering that camera is an $11,000 camera. Now, remember, back to the beginning, usability, right? Can you use these all day long, shoot, and not have to worry about the thing imploding, all right? Going nuclear and ending up with like radioactive fallout everywhere? Yes. Because this also has a mega fan in it blowing on the sensor, keeping it cool without, this is the big, big thing, without sacrificing a water seal. It is still sealed, guys. Remember I told you about this. I said, listen, these companies are going to have to figure out how to cool down these cameras, okay? Most likely they're going to have to put a fan in them. And they need to vent them out. They need to exhaust them out. And they need to do it without worrying about weather sealing. This did it. This has got it. How they did it, I don't know. I really don't know. But supposedly this has the internal fan and it is being exhausted out and it is not affecting the weather seal of it. That is unbelievable, guys. That is mega. That is really big, really big. Now, that's all the niceties, right? That's all the great stuff about this camera. Now, I took a look at some footage. Now, if we go back over to this website, let me go back over to the Australian website. Now, here we have that website, and we can see that there's a video right here. Now, this video takes us over to, let me actually, you know what? Let me hit it. All right. So this right here is like first impressions. Let me just fast forward it.
Shooting handheld.
So this is basically a behind the scenes video of these people shooting this music video.
Like, are you
all right.
catching me in
And
here?
let me hit pause here. Now, I watched it, and it looked really good, the behind the scenes, and I listened to what she was saying. This girl was the DP, the director of photography, and I was like, wow, you know, it looks really good the way she's using the camera. She has multiple shots. She has her main moving shot. She's got another one that I would call a dolly, but it's actually just a standard gimbal coming in for the main shot, the main setup shot of him like on the mountain singing. And then you have like a stage left, stage right, and her as being the main. So I was really interested in seeing what was produced with this camera. Like what? What are they going to make with it? And guys, you know, I don't like talking crap about anyone, but this is garbage. Okay? This is a hill of garbage. All right. If I was to produce this video for one of my clients, they would tell me to shoot it again. All right. They would not accept it. I couldn't charge for this. Okay. I couldn't charge for this. Now, I know that's really harsh, and I'm going to show you what I mean in just a second, but I was really, really disappointed, very disappointed. And the thing that I was disappointed in was that, if you remember back, circling back, I said that they have this tracking, right? This dual pixel AF, which we know is unbelievable. Now they have dual pixel AF2. That's out, of course. That's even better. But they also have this ITR AFX, which is that intelligent tracking and recognition, where they're doing that face and head detection algorithm in combination with the face detection and putting it all together and putting a bow on it and saying, wow, we're really able to track faces. Well, guys, they can't track. It's just, I don't even know. I don't even know. You know what? I'm going to bring up here. Let me switch my screen. This right here is DaVinci Resolve. I loaded in their end video, their final production. It's 5 minutes, 55 seconds. I just put it in here so we can kind of scroll through it and see what's going on. And I want to show you what this looks like and why I think that it's a hill of garbage. Okay. Now, let me go and move into some of the areas that I put in a couple of little points here. Let's see. Let's go to 1 minute. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to hit play. That I'd found. Can I let it go? Okay, are you watching this? Are you seeing what's going on here? Let me back up just a little bit. Here we go. All right, right around here, we're pretty close. Now take a look at his eye, the wrinkles around his eye. Okay, we see what's in focus, right? And we see that in front of him is not in focus, so we know that we're shooting extremely, extremely wide open, okay? Which is fine, but we can see that it's going in focus and then out of focus. His face, right now, we're completely out of focus. It looks like garbage. Now we're back in focus. His eye, you see his eyeball. Now we're in focus. We can see his beard, and we're going in and out. Let's move a little bit further. Let's go to like about 2 minutes into it, maybe 2:15, 2:10, right around here. Let me hit play right around here.
You were looking outside, heart beating to the world with your feet on the ground.
All right, I don't even know in that scene right there what was in focus. The bottom line was nothing, because if you see this, let me hit play again. The strings are not in focus. He's not in focus. Nothing is in focus in that shot at all. And now we're back to his face, and he's in focus for a split second. Let me hit play. He's nice and sharp. Now he's out of focus. Now, did you see that rack in and out? And now he's back out of focus. There is absolutely, guys, absolutely no way that I can give this to a client like this. There is no freaking way. Now, I got to show you some more. let me get back into here. Let me get back to here. Let me move up to like, let's go to like 3 minutes, right? Let's go to like, I don't know, 3:05, 3:10, let's say right on here.
That I needed to say. I'm not in love for you, out of love for you.
Did you see that, guys? Did you see that rack into him? It's just, it's a hill of garbage. Look at this, watch. Look at this. It doesn't know what it wants to track on. Look at that. It focused from his face, literally like 2 seconds ago. Do you see the blur? I'm going in reverse, all right? I mean, it doesn't know what it wants to track in. I'm going back forward. Look at this. That right there, for that split second, was it right here, that was the clearest that this shot was, and it's still just blurry, okay? His hairs on the side were in focus. Now watch this. I'm gonna hit play. You see that? Focus for a second, and we're back out of focus. Look at this. Look at that. In and out, and in and out, in and out. It is a unbelievable mess. And this continues throughout the entire video like this. The entire 5 minutes, 55 seconds is like this. It is this. And now, you know, I'm the focus guy, right? I mean, I developed the focus pyramid, the autofocus lens calibration tool. I'm all about focus. You get your focus right in camera, and then later on in post, if you want to make it blurry, make it blurry. The problem is you can't make something blurry sharp in post-production. I don't care if it's a picture or if it's a video. You can try to fake it, but you never will get there. Get it absolutely tack sharp in camera, and then later on in post, make it blurry if you feel like it. This, being a Canon shooter for getting close to 2 decades, knowing what DP-AF does, dual pixel AF does, and now we got dual pixel AF2, and now they have this tracking algorithm, okay? I understand what's going on here, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are understanding too. What's going on is just simply this. They're shooting wide open, number one, so the depth of field is tiny. That's okay. I get it, all right? But it is not able to understand that this is his face. He closes his eyes, and now Canon is like, where did you go? I don't see you anymore. Where are you? What? This needs to be fixed. This is busted, all right? This is broken. Now, could the DP, the director of photography, that girl, done better with this? Absolutely, all right? On a lot of these shots, I would have locked in. I would have been on the back of the camera and literally tapping the hell out of it to keep that focus where I want it. I would have been sitting there like this, like a nut job. If I would get images that look like this, I would have done something. Okay, trust me. I would have shot this video with an 80D and would have made a better video. Okay, now, I don't want to be boastful here, but God, all right? This is just crap. And to use this as a promotional piece, I don't know. Canon. My God. Anyways, so let's go full circle. The C70 is like the baby brother, okay, of like a C300, I guess. It's kind of similar to a C200, but with the RF mount, all right? I think this is the future, okay? Matter of fact, I know this is the future, all right? The specs on this camera are unbelievable. Okay? They are really, really good. And I think that this camera in another DP's hands would have been able to produce a hell of a lot better video than this, okay? This was problematic. This was just a hill of garbage, but it's okay, all right? I do not think that this is representative of the camera. I think this is representative of the users. I think this is user error, number one, but I do believe this is also camera error. Do I think that this can be fixed in a firmware update? Yes. And what I'm telling you right now, I promise you will come to pass. There will be a firmware update when this thing is released that fixes this crap. All right. When it can't find a face, when there's nothing else in the shot, look at this shot. Let me transition back over. Look at the shot, guys. I mean, there's nothing else in the frame. It's just his face. That's it. Let me hit play. I mean, this is literally, that's all there is.
Not enough for
There is nothing else. And if you watch it, it is going in and out and in and out. Right now, it's focused on the microphone.
We were looking at people.
I don't know.
For love.
Now
They
it's in
were
and out
people
once
that
again.
we barely
This
knew.
is a mess. It is an absolute
say
mess.
things to them.
I can't anymore. Let me hit stop on that. There's a lot of good stuff that's going on in here, okay? I don't think that it's there yet, just like all the rest of their R line. I don't think that they're there yet. They're close. They're definitely close. I think that this can be fixed, like I said, in a firmware update, but it will need to be fixed because I would never shoot with that like that. Never. And if I couldn't trust the camera on a gimbal, I wouldn't shoot with it. Period. End of story. So these are things that, you know, people are going to have to think about. There's one other thing that I really liked about this camera that was, once again, they really thought things out. You're able to shoot this camera in vertical mode instead of horizontal. In other words, in portrait instead of in landscape. Why is that important? Well, a lot of people, a lot of companies even today are shooting a lot of like Instagram stuff, a lot of social stuff, a lot of social media videos are going out there. Video is everything today. That's why today we are all hybrid shooters. And that's why on this channel, I'm even talking about video a lot, right? People are like, oh, why don't you just talk about photo? Well, photo and video are synonymous at this point. All of the cameras do both and they do both awesomely. Okay. Is that awesomely, greatly, fantastically? I don't know, whatever. Okay. They do them well. So what do I think about the camera? I think the camera has just stellar potential. Would I get this Mark I? I would have to say no, I would not. And I shoot C series all the time. Now, is it something that I'd bring in to test out? Yeah, I'll bring one in to test it out. But would I actually shoot a professional job with this? From what I saw, I wouldn't. I couldn't. Because we only have a certain amount of time with celebrities, stars, actors, musicians, whatever. It's a set period of time. I cannot be like, that whole scene was blurry. Oh, wait. Well, no, you can't do that. Can't do that. So do we rely on autofocus for our professional shooting? The answer to that is yes and no. If it's something that's extremely important, we need to capture it and really make sure that it's dead on. We only take one shot. We get one take. Okay. We're going to rack it ourselves. We're not going to use autofocus anything. All right. We're going to find out point A, point B, and we're going to just pull our focus just to make sure that it's dead on. But if the camera's on a gimbal or if we need to do some B-roll or some quick stuff in and out or whatever, Canon dual pixel AF has always been spectacular. Dead on. When I say dead on, I mean dead on. Like, look at me. All right. It's always dead on. I think like if it's off or if it goes off and finds something behind me, like once in like 60 videos would be a lot. Unlike a lot of other manufacturers where the damn thing's going, doing this shit in and out. Did I say shit? I did. Going in and out like this, right? We know who they are, right? We know who they are. Anyways, you guys wanted to know my thoughts on the Canon EOS C70. Those are my thoughts. I think that it's an awesome camera, but I think that it needs some work. It needs a firmware update, and I wouldn't purchase it as of right now. I would definitely wait for a Mark II to come out before buying that camera. That's just my opinion. And if you are the DP watching this that created that video, I'm sorry. It might have been a little bit harsh, but you had to have seen the video. And while you're looking at it, you see the autofocus just not working. It's time to do something else. You know, time to move on to something else. Okay. Anyways, we don't want to get all into that. So I want to hear what your thoughts are. Are you interested in this? Is this something that you would buy? Now, it is an expensive camera, okay, in comparison to a lot of other ones that we talk about on this channel. But this is a professional video camera that will allow you to shoot in perpetuity, right? It will allow you to shoot indefinitely. So unlike the other cameras that will literally turn into a ball of flames, melt into a little puddle of ooze, this will not do that. And you'll be able to shoot basically all day long. So there is a reason to have this camera. Are you interested in it? Is $5,500 okay to you? Or is it too much? Where do you stand? Anyways, guys, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded my ebook, go over to JCristina.com/ebook. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. Go download it. 10 tips at making tack-sharp images. There's something in there for everyone. Amateurs, pro-ams, professionals, even you. Even you. You're going to learn something, and it's free. Tack-sharp images. You know, this is what I'm all about. That's why this really aggravated me today. Anyways, go download my ebook. Once again, 10 tips at making tack-sharp images. JCristina.com/ebook. That's it, guys. Before you go, please throw this video a big thumbs up if you got even a little bit out of it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click this little bell icon right over here so when I come out with a new video or if I go live, you will be notified immediately. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy and stay sharp.